Everyone. In this section, we will learn document object model in JavaScript. And in this section, we will discuss about what is DOM, hierarchy of DOM, tree-like structure, and that. So the first one is what is DOM. So DOM is a document object model. Document object model. And the question is what is DOM? What is DOM? So, the DOM is a programming interface that represents the structure of a document as a tree of object. So, DOM is programming interface that represents that represent structure of document as a tree of object. Document as a tree object. We will discuss what is tree structure of our DOM and it enable to dynamic modification of document structure. So what is purpose of DOM? So change or modify content dynamically change the content style, structure and content. So it has a hierarchy. So DOM has a hierarchy and nodes. So tree-like structure, root node and nodes. DOM has three, like the first one is tree-like structure. Tree-like structure. Another is root node and nodes. So inside root node, at the top is the root node, represent the entire document. Root node represent entire document. And nodes has a element, attribute and text. So node has a element. We will discuss in upcoming videos how to manipulate element, attribute and styles, text. We have element nodes represent HTML tag, attribute nodes contain the attribute value pairs, text node contain the text and document nodes represent the entire document. Now let us discuss about DOM tree example. So DOM tree example. For that, let us move to the our code editor. Inside that, let us create another section. It called DOM, and inside create one HTML file. And after that, here title. Let us change to intro to DOM. And after inside body, let us one header tag, and inside that h1 tag and write welcome to the DOM. And after let us create another main tag and inside write some paragraph. This is paragraph. This is paragraph. So here this is our structure of HTML. Now what is our tree like structure for this particular HTML file? So let us copy paste the code and move to the our notepad. So paste here, and so here our structure. And now what is tree represent of this code? For this code, what is tree represent structure? So the first of all, here is the document, that means root element. So let us write document, write document, and after that, inside document we have HTML tag. You can see that we have HTML tag, and inside HTML we have two tags, head and body. So for that we have two part. The first one is head and the another is body. So what is the root element of what this tree? We have root element, this document is also root element. Let us write root here. And after head, inside head tag we have meta tag. You can see that here are the meta tags. So let us try meta, and another tag is title tag. Now inside title we have text, any text. You can see that we write intro to the DOM, and inside body we have two tags, header and main. You can see that header and main. So let us write here header tag and also write main tag. Inside header we have h1 element, h1 element, and inside p tag we have paragraph. If also inside main tag we have another p tag, then we write another here p tag, but in our case we have one p tag. So here is the tree represent of our code, and in upcoming videos we will also discuss about parent node, child node, siblings. Hello everyone, in this video we will more discuss about tree structure of our code. So let us draw once tree. So the first and root element is our document, and after discuss about what is parent node, sibling nodes and child nodes. And after document, inside document we have HTML tag. So inside we have HTML, and inside HTML we have HTML has two child. The first one is head and another part is body. So let us try write here head, and another is the body tag. Inside head tag we can see that head has a two child, meta tag and title. So the first one is meta tag and another is title tag. And inside body there is two children. The first one is header and the another is main. So here the first one is header, and inside header we have one h1 tag. So write the h1 tag, and also body has header and main tag. main tag, and inside main tag we have p tag 1. So now this is our tree structure of our DOM. So the question is, what is the children of HTML tag? So let us, the question is children of HTML. So HTML has two children. The first one is head and body. Head and body. And let us now try to parent of parent of meta tag. So what is the meta tag's parent? So the meta tag's parent is head. So here head, and the another question is, what is the sibling of header? So if two tags parent are same, that another is the siblings of. So here header and main tag has common parent, that is body. So for header the sibling is main tag, and also and meta and title is sibling also. So here is the children, parent and sibling relations. In upcoming videos we will discuss that how to select particular element and change the any style, color and text content in upcoming videos. Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about different ways of attach our JavaScript file into HTML. So here are similar ways, and after that we will discuss what is the best way to attach JavaScript file with our HTML file. Before that, when any HTML file comes to the browser, so once comes to the browser, then what do browser? So browser first parse the HTML file. Here parse the HTML file. That means read whole HTML file line by line. And after that, when any JavaScript file comes with the browser, so first browser load the JavaScript file into their browser, and after that load complete, it start to execution code line by line of JavaScript. So here is the methodology what browser do when any HTML file comes. So here are the first way. So when any HTML file comes with the browser, so browser parse HTML file line by line. You can see that this is head tag, meta tag, title tag and script tag. And when script tag comes, then so the first of all, here our HTML file, here browser, here HTML file parse HTML file. That means read the HTML file line by line. And at the seventh line, when browser know here are the script tag, that means here are the JavaScript file. So browser stop the parsing here at the seventh line and start JS load. So they start load JavaScript file. Here is the load phase, and after load complete, they start the execution of JavaScript file. Here is the execution. So what is the error occurring here when JavaScript file load and execute? So let us say we use any ID with heading inside our JavaScript file. So they start to execute, but browser doesn't know that our HTML has this heading tag because HTML parsing till seventh line. So browser doesn't know what inside after seventh line. So here may occurring error. So this is not right way because our HTML file not fully parsed. So here is the not feasible way. So the second option is we can attach our JavaScript file end of the whole HTML content. So here end of the body we can attach our JavaScript file. So for that when comes the browser HTML file, so they start to read, that means parse. So they parse line by line code. You can see that line by line code, and after that here the whole HTML file parsed completely. So here whole HTML file parse complete, and when browser see that here is the script tag, so that means here JavaScript file after that start to load, here load, and after load complete they start to execution. So after that they start the execution. So inside our JS file, let us we use any heading for changing color. So HTML, that means browser has this heading ID and we change that. So in previous move, browser doesn't know that any heading with ID h1 element present or not inside HTML, but inside we know. But here one problem, that means that is too much taking a time. So too much take time. Now the question is, can we reduce time complexity? Can we reduce time complexity? So here is the third way. When we use our JavaScript file at the inside head and also with async keyword. So what async keyword do? It will perform simultaneously. So the first, when HTML file comes, here is the HTML file, and HTML file starting the parsing, here is the parse phase, that means read line by line, here read line by line. So at the seventh line, now seventh line is coming, then HTML parse is not stopping but it will be continue, it will be continue, here you can see. But also simultaneously our JavaScript file start the load. So here is the JavaScript file, and at the seventh time here start to the load phase. So when parsing is continue and simultaneously load is also continue. But suppose to HTML file does not parse properly whole completely, and our JS take execution after completely load, JS take execution, that here we can occur error because our HTML file not fully parsed. So here we can reduce our time complexity but not the feasible solution, because sometimes JavaScript start execution phase before HTML not fully parsed, not fully parsed. So what is the fourth way? So here is the fourth way, and we also use this way to attach our JavaScript file. We can use here defer keyword. You can see that here is the defer keyword. So what is defer keyword do? When any HTML file comes, they start to the parsing phase. So here parsing, and when at the seventh line, here is the script tag. So at the seventh line, here JavaScript start to the load. here load. And if browser complete their load JavaScript file, so here browser wait to the complete file of parsing of HTML file. So after completing HTML parsing the whole file, they send to the message to JavaScript file. So JavaScript start to the execution phase here. So here is the execution phase. So now inside this code that we reduce our time complexity without any error of any chances of error. So here you can see that our HTML and JavaScript file work with the continuously. HTML parsing and JavaScript loading is work as a simultaneously, and JavaScript file load completely, then they wait to the complete the parts of HTML file. So here is the best way how we can attach JavaScript file inside HTML. Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about how to attach CSS file inside our HTML, and also we update the content. Before that, let us run our HTML file into browser. So here you can see that, and let us add another div and give some random content lorem 100, and after that inside div let us give h2 and use this is heading h2 now, and remove this content also, and inside HTML this is heading h1, you can see that, and after that let us give li tag home, about, and contact, and after that we add our CSS file. So for that we need to create CSS file, give style.css, and after that let us bind inside HTML using link tag link CSS, and here is the style.css file. So for that let us give also id and class id h1 heading, and after that let us give id container, and if we want to give class name that is also fine, let us give class name also container, and here give id h2 heading, here give h1 heading, and let us also give class name with description, and let us give id also description. So here is the basic things of HTML and CSS. So let us provide navbar here. So here cut the navbar and paste at the top of our HTML. So home, about, and contact, and also let us now give some style. So for that, first of all we need to give font size to our navbar. So for that we need to pick the ID navbar, and inside that font size, and let's say give larger. Now you can see that now it is good looking. And also give font weight bold. Font weight bold. Remove the bullet points, list, style, and give none. Now you can see that, and let us give display flags, and give align item center, and justify content center, and also give gap, let's say 30 pixel. So you can see that now it is looking good. And also give some margin bottom with 100 pixel. So let us give 80 pixel. And after that, let us change our heading style. So here give heading, and after that color red. So it change the color, and also change the color of h1 heading. So select h1 heading and color set to blue. You can see that now it is blue color. And let us give border with container. So select container with, let us class name, so container, and here border 2 pixel solid black. So now you can see that, and let us give some padding 5 pixel. So it is correctly good looking. And after that, let us give background color to the this color. So now it is looking good. And after that, let us select h2 heading with id. So h2 heading, and after that let us first of all change the color to the blue violet, and give font bold, font weight, and use bold. And after that, let us pick description, and also color set to the brown, and give also font weight bold, and also give line height to the 10 pixel. Let us give 20 pixel, 30 pixel. Now it is looking good. So here is the basic style we can give, and how to attach CSS file inside HTML. And now onwards we will discuss about how to get element from this HTML, and how to manipulate their text color, their content using JavaScript. Hello everyone. In this video we will select element by ID and class. So here is our HTML file, and we give id, different id, unique id, and also give classes. So how to access element by this id? So for that we need to attach our JavaScript file here. So let us change the JavaScript file name and give select element 89.js, and after that let us console hello JavaScript, and inside console let us run side by side, and you can see that it prints hello JavaScript. Now before that let us console document. So what is print document? So it prints our whole HTML file content that we already previous showed in a tree view. In a tree structure you can see that HTML has head and body, has different UL, header, main tag, and division. Now how to fetch any single element? So we have one method. So first of all, get element by its id. So for that let us use let us first of all find this heading. So heading is equal to, we already saw that our document has whole our HTML code. So we use document here, document, and then we can access get element by id method, and inside we need to pass id. So you already know that id is a unique key, and id is a unique, but class we can give as many as to the any element. So let us here paste heading, and after that let us console our heading. So you can see that, let us comment this code, and now you can see that h1 id heading welcome to the DOM is printed. So here is the get element by id method that we can fetch the any element, and let us fetch h1 heading. So h1 heading is equal to, using document dot get element by id, and pass here id h1 heading, and let's say console h1 heading. Now you can see that it also fetch h1 heading. This is heading h1, and another method get element by class. So for that const, let us we give class to the paragraph. So find paragraph content, and we have another method for get element by class, get element by class name, and here we need to pass class name description, and after console paragraph content footer here, footer, and give for this is footer, and give class name footer, and let us try to access footer. Footer content is equal to document dot get element by class name and pass footer, and console footer content. So now you can see that it fetch h for footer, and after that you can also see that value of footer inside inner HTML. Here is footer, this is footer. So here is the method how can we get element by using get element by class and id. Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss how to access element using query method. Before that, let us move to our browser, and you can see that when we use class, then it gives too many methods. But if we want to fetch any content inside our p tag or any other tag, so we can use that. Here is the inner HTML. You can see that here somewhere inner HTML, and by calling them we can access content. So here is the inner HTML. So for that you can use 0 dot inner HTML. Now it is showing this is footer, which is content of this footer. So after that, let us create another file and give name query selector 90.js. Select element using query selector. So what is query selector? So using query selector we can access element with id and class both. So in previous video, here is two different method that we can access any element by id and class. But when we use query selector, we can access using query selector. So for that, let us bind our JavaScript file here and give selector 90.js. And after the first of all, let us select this welcome to the DOM h1 tag. So for that, const h1 heading, and after that document and use query selector, and here pass id. So for id we use css for id hashtag, and for class name we use dot symbol here. So when we use hashtag, so it automatically fetch id, so and pass our id name heading, and console h1 heading. Now you can see that it prints welcome to the DOM. So it is same behavior using like get element by id, but we can also fetch using class name. So for that, const description is equal to document dot query selector and give class name. Here is the description. So pass here description dot symbol. So it fetch class name by class name, and also console description. Now you can see that it prints description inside p tag you can see that it prints lorem. So here is the query selector method and another is query selector all. So before move forwarding, let us also give class name new items to the all li element inside a tag, href tag, and also give here a tag and print about and remove this. Same for here and let us format our document. So now here you can see format document with prettier code format. So let us fetch from the class name const new items is equal to document dot query selector and here pass new item and let us console new items. So you can see that it prints the first one home. So we have three class name with same new items but it fetch element with the first class name. Here select first with class name, but what we want to select all element that has same class name. Select all element that has same class names. So we have one another methods const new items is equal to document dot query selector all. So it selects all with new item class name and let us console new underscore underscore item and let us comment this code. So now you can see that it select three new items. You can see that three new items selected and also you can check the type of. So it type of object. So here is the brief video about query selector and query selector all. Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about select element and change the style and the text content. Before that, let us add script tag here with our new file and the file name is style change 91.js and after that let us start our HTML file in browser. So and inside console and first of all let us select all these li tags using query selector all because when we use query select then it gives very first item of matches the class name and when we use query selector all then give all element that class has this same name. So first of all const new items is equal to document dot query selector, and here pass new items, and let us console new item. So you can see that it will print very first item, and we need to give here id or class. So it is class, so give dot. Now you can see that it fetch very first element home, and we want to fetch all elements, so use query selector all. Now you can see that it gives array, and array is also object, we discussed that. So let us use for loop for let item of new items and console one by one. So now you can see that it prints li text, and inside that it has a content like a child. So after that, let us fetch the elements and change the style and text content. So first of all, let us fetch h1 header tag. So const fetch by query selector. We can also fetch by get element by id. Fetch heading is equal to document dot query selector, and for heading we pass the id, so hashtag and id, and after console heading. Now you can see that it prints whole tag, but we want to also change the text. But if we want to fetch the text, then you can use that inner and then text. Now you can see that now it fetch the inner text, what is the content inside our h1 element. So here inner text fetch or select content within any text. So let us also fetch content of our description class. Description is equal to document dot query selector, and then pass here by id or class. So let us by class, and after that console description dot inner text. So we can fetch the whole text. But how to manipulate this text? So how to manipulate this text? So you can see that we have one another method, it called text content. So for that, let us heading dot text content is equal to, this is new heading h1, and after that let us console heading. Now you can see that it gives new heading, this is new heading h1, and also you can see that it will change the content. The first one is welcome to the DOM, and another one is this is new heading h1. You can see that how we manipulate text using our JavaScript. So after that, let us also change the content inside p tag. So comment out this code, and existing code is lorem 100, and change to disk dot inner text, and pass the, this is new p tag content, and after console description dot inner text. So now you can see that we can change the dynamically content of this p tag and inside HTML tag. So here is the way how we can access any element and change their content, but also we can change the style. So how can we do that? So for that, we have property like heading. Let us console first of all heading dot style. So you can see that it gives CSS object. There is a border top left radius, border style, border top, and we can use them. So for that, let us comment out this code, and after that we can heading dot style and dot heading dot style dot background color and set to the, let us our heading content is changed to the blue. So now you can see that it will apply blue background, and also give some padding. Heading dot style dot padding is equal to 20 pixel, and you can see that it will apply padding also. So here is the way how we can manipulate HTML element and change the style using JavaScript. And let us also heading dot style dot color is equal to white. So now you can see that, and let us select this div and give some border radius. So for that we have div id container. So for that, here change style of container. So for that, const div is equal to document dot query selector, and here pass container id or class. So container, and after let us console, we want to change the style. So for that, div dot style dot border and give 10 pixel solid red. So now you can see that it will change the style, and let us give some padding. Div dot style dot padding, and let us give 25 pixel for each. So now you can see that, and also let us apply border radius. So for that, div dot style dot border radius is equal to, let us apply 10%. So now you can see that it will looking weird, but give 2%. Let's say give 10 pixel. Now here for 2 pixel. So now it will looking good content. So here is some way to how we can manipulate the text content and also style using JavaScript. Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss more practice on DOM method. So we already discussed in previous videos. We covered get element by ID, class name, query selector all, inner text, text content, and style. So now in this video, we will revise the concept. Before that, let us start our HTML file. So here is our HTML file, and let us remove this script file and add our new script file. So for that, let us use more practice. Now you can see that the style has become removed because we comment this script file. We also add one or more script file inside HTML. So you can see that now it will appear all style. So before that, let us keep it up as in previous style and add over here another div and give id container, and after that let us use h2 and here give id about heading, and here about us, and after that let us use p tag inside give id about description, and let us use lorem 20, and after that you can see that it gives about us and lorem random words. So after that let us also give class name as a container, so it will fetch style from this style css, and here give class name container. So if you want to remove this line, or if you want to remove this script file, it is also correctly, but we keep it and update code here. So first of all let us pick this division by class name, so we add here another class like about container. So now inside that let us fetch about container. About container is equal to, using query selector we can also use get element by class name and id, so we use query selector. So for that document dot query selector, and here pass about content, about content, and after that let us console about content. Why it is null? Let us refresh file and let us give some style to about container. Here we do mistake, here about not a content, about container, and let us console about container. So now you can see that it fetch div here console from the another javascript file, and here is the our latest file more practice 92. So it fetch h2 element and p tag. So first of all let us give some margin top. So comment this code and give some style about container dot style dot margin top is equal to, let us give 30 pixel. So now you can see that, and after give some padding about container dot style dot padding is equal to 10 pixel. So padding also applied, and first of all add some radius, border radius. So for that about container dot style dot border is equal to 3 pixel solid and red. So now you can see that, and give some radius about container dot style dot border radius and give 5 pixel. So also border radius applied, you can give also 10 pixel. So now it is looking good, and after that let us change text of about us. So for that, the first of all select the heading, about heading, and after that document dot using query selector and give about heading as a id. So use hashtag about heading, and after that let us console about heading here use about heading, and now you can see that it printed, but we want to text inside this tag. So for that we use another method, inner text, and now it fetch text from the h2 element. So here is the inner text, and let us change text content inside h2. So for that we not need to here console, and after that about heading dot text content and change the text here, and use changed about us, and let us see, and you can see that it changed. So now you have brief idea how we can manipulate dynamically using JavaScript. We can change text content, style, and many more. And let us also change our color. So about content, about heading dot style dot font size and give 30 pixel. So now you can see that it will change it, and also change the background color. So for that we need to change background color of div. So here we can use that about container dot style dot background color and set to the, let us give red color. So here is the red color, and let us give white color. So after that we can also use hashtag using color palette, the one cool website coolers, and inside that let us select one good color. Inside tools here is the explore palettes, and let us select this color, copied, and paste it here. Now you can see it is looking good, and also here we can use border line, underline. So for that about heading dot style dot decoration, text decorator is equal to give underline. So now you can see that the style is applied, and after that let us use p tag about description const description about, and first of all select that using query selector using about description, and after that description about dot style dot color and give color white. You can see that now it is looking good, and let us give custom color. We go to coolers website and pick one color. So we pick any color, let us pick this color and use this. No, it is not visible, so pick another color, dark color, and paste it, and now it is looking good. And also some give style disk about style and give font weight, and after give bold. So now it is looking bold, and also disk about dot style dot font size and give 20 pixel. So now it is looking good. So here how we can dynamically change and in upcoming videos, we will more discuss about how to use for of loop and how to change style of these new items, and also discuss about get and set attributes. Hello everyone. In this video, we will learn about how to give same style to multiple elements and also discuss about get and set attributes. Before that, let us first of all fetch footer heading, like footer heading, and is equal to document dot query selector, and also we can access element throughout pass the our tag. So let us pass footer tag, and inside after footer tag give space, and here we can write h4 or class name. So let us write here h4, and also console footer heading. So now you can see that. Before that, let us attach our new file using script tag, and here 93 get set attributes, get set attributes, and let us comment out this code. So now you can see that it fetch this is footer. So here is another way how we can access element by passing tags, and if we want to keep as it is previous style, so let us comment out this line. So now it will give styles of our previous files, and after that let us access h1 tag using this method. So const heading h1 is equal to document, after that dot query selector, and here let us pass header tag our, so header, and after access by id heading. So whole header tag prints, first of all let us console heading h1. So it prints all header, but we want to specific fetch the h1 tag. So here we can use h1, as well as we can give here id. So let us give id dot heading, and here heading is id, so we need to pass hashtag. So now you can see that it returns heading. So here is the another way how we can fetch the element using tags and children component. So in this video, the first of all give same style to the multiple elements. You can see that here are three a tags. Rather than give dif rather than give separate style, so rather than giving separate style to the all li tags, we can also use for of loop and give same style to the multiple element. So const nav items is equal to document dot query selector all, and here pass nav items as a class dot nav items, and let us console nav items first. Now you can see that it is node list, and also you can console type of nav item, so it is object. And one another method we can check that it is array or not. So we have method in javascript array dot is array, and pass nav items. So you can see that it is not a array, it is object. So we can use for of loop and give different style. So using for item of nav items, and here let us console item. So now you can see that it prints whole li tag. So let us give same style. So let us give item dot style dot background color to the red. So now you can see this changes. It will change to the background color. And give some padding. Item dot style dot padding is equal to 5 pixel. So it will apply padding, and also give item dot style dot border is equal to 2 pixel solid black. So yes, and after that let us apply some border radius, style dot border radius, and give 4 pixel. So now it is looking good. So here how can we apply style using for of loop, for loop, for each loop. And now discuss about get set attributes. So for that, first of all let us select all a tag. Here is the a tag. So give anchors is equal to document dot query selector all, and select whole a tag. Anchors dot for each, and here pass anchor const href is equal to anchor dot get attributes, and here pass href. So let us console first of all href. So you can see that now it is empty string. So here give google.com, amazon.in, and give flipkart.in. So now you can see the changes. It will fetch whole href attributes, google.com, amazon.in, and flipkart.in. Here is the current href attribute, current href attributes, and here google.com, amazon.in, and flipkart.in. And let us set to the modified attributes. So for that, anchor dot set attribute, here pass the href, and let us pass empty hashtag. So now let us fetch updated href, get attribute by href, and console update href, and also pass here update href attribute. So now you can see the changes. The first one is google.com, amazon, and flipkart, and after, here is the new attribute we set with the empty link hashtag. So now updated href become change to the empty link like hashtag. So here is the brief video about how get and set attribute works, and how give same style to the multiple elements. And also here I add www https. So now it link is working. When you set attribute is comment out, then when you click about, then it go to the amazon page. But after set attributes become empty link, then it will empty link. So here is the brief video about get set attribute and for of loop. Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss about inner HTML and inner text. So first of all, let us select our footer content. Footer content is equal to document dot query selector, and here pass id footer. We give class, so use dot notation. And first of all, let us bind JavaScript file here, script tag, and give inner HTML 94.js, and also here pass keyword differ. So after that, let us console footer content, and it will show up whole h4 tag. That let us here add span tag and wrap to the footer with the span tag. And after that, let us use inner HTML. So now you can see that the whole content with span tag is printed. This is footer. And let us also console footer content dot inner text. And here when you use inner text, then it will not show up any tags, HTML tags. And when you use inner HTML, that also fetch HTML tags. So here is the basic difference between inner HTML and inner text. And after that, let us console and use footer content dot inner HTML, and inside here you can use h1. Here use also h1 tag and updated footer by JavaScript. And after that, you can see that the footer is changed, updated footer by JavaScript. So also we can manipulate with inner HTML. And let us console footer content dot inner HTML. So now you can see that updated footer by JavaScript, and before our HTML this is footer, and after change inner HTML content, it shows up updated footer by JavaScript. And you can also print footer content dot inner text. So here is the this is span footer and span tag, and this is footer of text content. And after we apply changing the inner HTML content, it will shows us updated footer by JavaScript and updated footer by JavaScript. And also you can use span tag here, let's say span tag, and after close the span tag. So now you understand basic difference between inner HTML and inner text. And also you can add another elements like button. So here you can use button and also close the button. So you can also use click here, and now you can see that click here button is added. And after that, you can also change the style of button. Const btn is equal to document dot query selector, and here pass button tag. let us console button. So now you can see that it printed click here. So now you can manipulate style of button. Style dot padding and give padding 20 pixel. So you can see that, and also let us change font size. Font size is equal to 20 pixel. So class is equal to, and here ptn class. So here how you can give any class name to the HTML tag while manipulating using JavaScript. Here is the way of how we can add class inside any HTML tag. So here is the basic video of inner HTML and inner text.